Good morning, students. Today we start our new chapter of civics, chapter number 7, urban administration. In this last chapter, you study about how the rural administration is organized and how it functions. The need of people living in urban area and the density of population is far more and varied than those in rural area. Therefore, the organization of administration is also different. In this chapter, we shall study about the administration in urban area. Now let's come on learning objectives. Learning objective of this chapter is categorizations of towns, municipal corporations, function of the municipal corporation, health and hygiene, literacy, education, public facility, security and safety. Mainly four types we discuss and sources of income and people and governance in urban area. Now come on introduction of this chapter. The population in rural area is mainly dependent on agriculture, while the people in cities and urban area are mainly dependent on industry, trade, and other services. This is the difference of occupation of the rural area and the cities or urban area. The particular activities of urban area is the high density of population. What is the mean of high density? This means the number of people living in 1 square kilometer of area is far more than the number of people in similar space in rural area. Here the life is busy. People have to live in places far away from their place of work and travel every day for work. When people live in congested area, their needs for civil amenities like health, education, infrastructures like transportation, water, electricity are higher. The administration is therefore required to cater to the higher demand of these facilities. Let's us see how the administration is organized and how it functions to meet the aspiration of the people. Categori- Categorizations of towns. Whatever be the size of the town, the basic principles of having an administrative setup in the same. In the same, people here elect their representative in a similar manner as in the rural area. They also have the system of ward, and each ward elected its representative, who is called councillor. The councillors sit together and make policies and subcommittees to execute the work in the urban center. Municipal corporations. Municipal corporation is the form of local self-government in cities with a population of over 10 lakh. The municipal corporation has the elected member from different ward as described above. They also have some nominate members in the corporations called aldermen. The councillor elect a mayor and a deputy mayor. The mayor presides over the meeting of corporation. In the absence of deputy mayor, in the absence of deputy mayor, look after the function of the mayor. Municipal corporations also has a commissioner who is appointed by the government to look after its functioning. The mayor belongs to a political party whereas the municipal commissioner does not. Some silent Up next we discuss the some silent features of the municipal elections are. First one, the state election commission conduct election for the municipalities and municipal corporations. Who conduct the election? The state election commission. Second, the councillors are elected for a tenure of 5 years. How many years? 5 years only. Everyone above the age of 18 residing in a ward is eligible to cast a vote. Any person above the age of 25 is eligible to stand for election. Some seats are reserved for men, some seats are reserved for women and persons from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, ST or SC. One person can be elected from one ward. The size of ward the size of ward varies from city to city. There are some seats which are filled by the nominate member of municipal corporations. Now come on next point. Function of the municipal corporations. There are four main functions we are discussing. First one is health and hygiene. Second one is security and safety. Third one is the literacy and education and public facilities. First we discuss health and hygiene. Health and hygiene. It establishes and maintains hospital, dispensaries and provided for annihilations and vaccination. It carries out fumigations and spraying pesticides to ensure that diseases do not spread. It is responsible for general hygiene and sanitation in the city. It is supposed to keep a road and street clean, remove garbage, and clear sewage and rainwater drain. It is supposed to check the quality of food item being sold to the public by hotels, restaurants, or food stalls is hygiene and safe for human consumption. It is supposed to establish and maintain public toilets. Next one is literacy and education. It is supposed to build and run schools. It is responsible for supervising the quality of education being imparted in the school. It is supposed to create and manage public libraries and mobile libraries. Next one, public facilities. It is supposed to provide safe and clean drinking water, to provide street lights, to provide electricity to every home, and it is supposed to maintain public parks and garden. It is supposed to ensure public transportation is available. It is supposed to maintain record of birth and death, and it is responsible to construct and maintain road, bridges, public building, market, etc. It is maintain old age homes, orphans, night shelters, etc. Next one is the security and safety. It is supposed to maintain fire brigades and civil defense organization. These functions are performed by various agencies and departments of the administrative setup in the urban center. Next topic, we start sources of income. There could be many more functions that the municipal corporation have a perform depending on the local requirement. All these works and functions need money. Let's see from where the municipal corporations get the money for fulfilling their functions. First one, collection of house tax and property tax. Second one, collection of octroi. Third one, what is the mean of octroi? Tax levied on goods entering the city. Third one, fees on registration of birth and death. Fourth, entertainment tax on fairs, movies, etc. Next, motor vehicle registration and road tax as well as toll tax, business and occupation tax, tax on water and electricity, service tax, parking fees, and rentals from markets and buildings, rentals for markets and buildings, grants from the state government. These all type of taxes are the main sources of income of municipal corporations. Subcontracting. In the present day, many municipal corporations give away some of their tasks to private agencies on a contract. For example, they may give away electricity distribution and collection of electricity bill to private agencies. They give away contract for collection of parking fees to contractors and take a monthly fees for the contractor to development work. Last topic we discuss people and governance in urban area. there is a large population in city. It is not possible to have meeting like the Gram Sabha in rural area. It is not possible to have a sitting for lack of people to take decision. It is not practically feasible in urban area. The procedures are more streamlined. People are more educated and therefore the councillor keep a check on functioning of the committees and the department. They are conscious that if they do not fulfill their responsibility towards the people, they would not be elected on the next election. Despite all this, there is always a possibility that some people in some zone, ward, or locality of dissatisfied with the availability or quality of civil amenities. The people can convey their rest, resentment and the grievances to the councillor or the mayor who had the municipal corporation in many ways. They can approach the concerned departments directly the writing or a complaint or an application. They may seek a meeting with the counselor by sending in a request for an appointment. They may start a signature campaigning to convey to the municipal corporation that may people are aggrieved. They may launch protest marches. They may approach the court if they feel that they do not get their rightful living condition. The municipal corporation of today are very constrained about environment. They take many measures to keep the environment clean so that the people get a healthy environment to live in. They take pride in improving the living condition of the citizen, but all their efforts have a cost. All progress depend on the availability of finance which are collected through taxes. So if you want more facilities, you have to pay for them as well. If you damage the damage the public property like street lights, park, buses, and deface public building, it would cost the it will it would cost the municipal corporation money to repair or replace it. This money is our money and that the municipal corporation uses. So we should be careful not to damage such facilities. Thank you for watching.